All right, so we're heading back to the core worlds. However, we have a little bit of a situation here. If I open up the map tab, looking at the fuel range, we don't have enough to make it back to Naraka. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to gambit and use something that might potentially save our fleet. So I'm going to get as close as I can to the core worlds and then activate emergency burn and hope that the momentum from emergency burn is enough to fling us near enough to Naraka that we end up falling into that gravity well. So, in order to activate emergency burn, you need to have at least 97 fuel. So, we're at 693. We're going to go slow, as in just like not speeding up time. And we're going to watch this until we get down to about 150. When we get to 150, we'll go ahead and activate emergency burn and see if that gets us close enough. Worst case scenario, we fly and fall into this black hole, which will instantly destroy our fleet. There's not really any saving that. Well, there's some saving that. We can go ahead and salvage a couple ships and then emergency burn out of the black hole. But this will be very damaging, and more than likely we'll lose one, if not both, of our onslaughts. Or, better case of the worst case scenarios, we end up falling into this red dwarf over here, which is fine because then we can do an emergency call, and more than likely somebody from the hedge will come along to assist us. All right, so let us give this a try. So we don't want to speed up time because we want to be very precise with this. In theory, we could use storms to boost our speed, but that's a little dangerous because we can get blown off course. So we're down to 300. We're down to 200. We are down to 180. Oof. So we'll go just a little bit further, but I think this is the best we got. This is rough. And then we'll activate emergency burn. We'll go just a little bit further. A little further. And then we'll emergency burn. Right now. Oh, that got us nowhere. And we're in the storm. It's the worst of all things. Ugh. Whatever. That's fine. So now what we're doing is we're drifting. This is the better of the two options. So we'll go ahead and grab emergency, or we'll grab distress call. This is the better of the two options. We're glad we didn't end up in the black hole. That would have been terrible. If we can't get any help out here, then we'll consider salvaging our fleet. We do have plenty of supplies, so we can last a few days. Oh, it's a neutron star. Holy. There's a research station, though. Oh, that's so awful. I wonder if we can reach... Alright, this is extremely dangerous. There's a planet here to shield us, thankfully. But it doesn't cost fuel to fly in this system. This is horrible. It doesn't cost fuel to fly around, so I mean we can just keep circling the neutron star. But what I want to do is I want to grab the research station, but if it blows us off course, then that's horrible. Alright. I think it's too far in. Okay, other opportunities. Alright. And this complicates things a lot. Because we can distress call, but the chances of them arriving when we're on the same side of the stream is very low. This is terrible. Okay, it looks like the neutron star stream rotates at a different speed from the research station, so eventually we will be able to open it. The reason I want to open it is I want to see if there's any fuel inside, and hopefully this is enough to get us home. I'm also interested in this planet down here. Hopefully there's ruins on it, and then we can salvage some fuel from that. Other than that, we may just have to sculpture a couple of ships, but hopefully it doesn't come down to that. Yeah, it looks like the research station lags the jet. And I don't see ruins on this planet. We can go ahead and survey it anyway, just in case. Being very careful here. Okay. And then I may have an idea in mind that could potentially get us out of the situation, but we'll see if it comes down to that. If you're wondering why I don't just like jump out of the system and try to land somewhere else, it costs fuel to leave. Okay, I'm not going to bore you guys with this, so I'll end up cutting this part out, but I do want to loot that research station. So I did distress call on the off chance that somebody would stop by, and it looks like the person's dropped in. They will not have enough fuel for us, which is unfortunate, but we'll go ahead and accept it. They gave us 22 fuel for 20,000. I will refuse that payment. Yeah. And then we'll leave. Very insulting, that they would offer that. Oh, you get blown off course. Anyway, we're continuing to wait until the research station is lootable. So after a couple of months, we finally get the research station on the same side of the star as us. So we're gonna go ahead and loot it. Over here on the right, we have how much fuel we need to get home. So 431. That's how much we need exactly to get to that star system. So we'll probably need a little more. I don't know if this factors the jump out of the system. But short of that, if there's not 500 odd fuel in this research station, then I do have another plan. But let's see, fingers crossed here. Do we get lucky? Alright. Actually, you know what? We will spend a story point to pick up salvaging, just so that we can get a little more fuel. So we're going to reassign our skills. Yes. We will cut... I don't really want to cut support doctrine, because that's going to burn through our fuel supplies. But I guess it's the only one that really makes sense. Alright, and then we'll pick up salvaging, confirm. All right. Now when we go to the research station, we have 194 effectiveness. Let's begin salvaging operations. We get 121 fuel. We get off center, which is nice. Unfortunately, 121 fuel just isn't going to cut it. Let's go ahead and salvage. Get another 93. Confirm and continue. Alright, that's not enough fuel to get home. It doesn't look like it's that close. Let's check the sector. No, it's not enough. It would be enough to get us out into the next system, but I have a little better idea, and it involves us getting back on the same side as Epsilon Petiti. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, so here we are at Epsilon Petiti, and we are going to establish a colony. So we have enough crew, we have enough supply, and we have enough heavy machinery that we can begin a colony. The plan will be to deposit our largest ships so that we don't lose them, and use the fuel that we do have. Desperado. We will establish a colony here, deposit our largest ships, and then from there head to the core worlds, buy some fuel, come back, pick up our ships, and then pack up this colony, because we don't want to subject our citizens to this much duress. To the crew that we leave behind, what I strongly suggest is you scurry to the other side of the planet for shelter. Pray you aren't irradiated enough. I promise we will return. So we want to go light and slim as possible so we have enough fuel to get there and back. Let's go ahead and drop off crew in storage. As well as, well, I mean, fuel isn't infected, so well, you know what, let's not do that. Let's just keep everything with us so we don't forget it. Okay, to the brave and few, we thank you. Sorry, I didn't actually mean to learn the blueprints. We don't have a need for them. We're not going to build anything. Alright. We should now have enough fuel to make it to the Raqqa, buy the fuel that we need, and go ahead and make it back home. You know what? Sure, let the spaceport build. That's fine. And actually, now that we have a little more fuel to play with, we need 55 to get there. We have 256. We can just emergency burn through the star and get home. No need to wait. I promise we will return. Now let's pray we don't get intercepted by pirates in the short distance that we are from home. Let's just go slow through the clouds here. As we return, I think we can get cheaper fuel in Nachiketo. Beatered, battered, but still very much alive. We return to Nachiketo. We will buy all of the fuel that you have so that we can bring everyone home. In fact, I think this is a good indicator that our fleet requires an additional Phaeton. So we'll purchase that. Refit it very quickly. This one just says auxiliary fuel tanks. I thought there was a hull mod that increases how much you recover from combat. That's fine. Okay, and then we'll fill this one up as well. Yes, please. Spending an absurd amount on fuel, but it is very important that everybody makes it home. We'll sell off the blueprint, and then let's go back. Alright, see you when we pick everybody up. Actually, 1 second. Let's buy more supply while we're here. Okay, I think that's plenty. You know what? Just in case. Alright, see you when we pick everybody up. So we emergency burned down and we're able to get out of the stream. Let's crawl our way back. Thank you very much. Just a wonderful addition to the game, really, in all aspects. I'm pretty sure by the time the beam sleeps, or by the time we get back to Desperado, the beam's gonna swoop around again, so we kind of have to do this shuffle. But at the very least, we can burn through. Yeah, we can burn through the near the center. It's not that much of an issue. Still quite painful. All right, let's. I'm so sorry. There's no planet to return to. We're gonna go ahead and manage our colony, or well, repair our ships. Manage our colony. We'll scoop everyone up. We made a grievous error, and I forgot to pick up crewmates. It's fine though. It's just unfortunately we're gonna have to mothball everything and make sure we don't get caught on the storm on the way out. I forgot that we consumed 1,000 crew to do this. Though I don't know where the rest of our crew went. It's interesting. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just mothball everything, and it'll hurt like hell, but at least we're getting home. Until we get down low enough. And there we are. Alright. We'll manage the colony, and then the... Oh, there's the rest of our crew. I guess we stole crew from the planet. Alright, so we can unmothball a few things. And because we haven't moved, the combat readiness goes back up. So we'll actually mothball you, unmothball you. Okay, so we only have to pay for 2 ships worth of, well, 4 ships worth of repairs when we get to the colony. Final thing we have to do is just go ahead and abandon it. We thank you. Will cost 50K? We don't get any refund. Okay. Alright, well, we'll just pay the 50K. Alright, and then we'll leave. So, a lot of harm, a lot of foul, but we get home just with a little bit of a pit stop. Are you smart enough to avoid the beams? No, you're not. I will see you never. There's nothing we can do for them. Alright, see you when we get home.